Did you just buy Apollo? Now you're trying to figure out how to get it integrated with your CRM, specifically HubSpot? Well, this video is going directly about that. Many people have challenges making sure that their CRM and their enrichment platforms are connected properly. Well, in this video, we're going to be talking about how to integrate Apollo and HubSpot directly. We're going to be going over the sync overview, how it actually works. We're going to be talking about a bit about the steps to complete. And also we're going to showcase a demo where I walk you through the entire process from start to finish on getting an integration with Apollo completed. We have two different kinds of integrations. We have just a general enrichment integration, and we have a full bidirectional integration. The full bidirectional sync actually allows you to connect way more objects, and you get way more out of the integration with Apollo than the enrichment. So this is for getting emails, contacts, companies, tasks, notes, everything that you're gonna want to have a full system-wide integration. This is done with this integration. First, we're gonna plan out this integration. We're going to walk you through some decision-making things on how to plan it out. Two, creating properties and fields in Apollo and HubSpot are going to allow you to have both of the applications sync and have their properties be mapped to one another. Three, we're going to actually turn on the Apollo HubSpot sync, and then we're going to be able to see how it's working to make sure that things are working properly. And then four, we're going to be reviewing this on a consistent basis. Now we'll get started with the demo where I'll walk you through everything. Let's go. So here at the Apollo integration page, you're going to get here by going to the top right and then clicking on integrations. Once you click on that integrations page, you're going to be met with this integration. You're going to see a bunch of various different ones, such as Zoom, Microsoft Teams, Salesforce, and you're going to see HubSpot data enrichment. So this HubSpot data enrichment is actually different than the bidirectional HubSpot sync. So you're going to want to choose that second option, which is just HubSpot CRM. Once you click view, you'll see this view of the basic HubSpot account. You'll have to connect your team portal ID, and this is going to link your account to Apollo. This actual integration is company-wide, so this will apply to everybody in your company. That's why it's a team portal ID, and that's going to be the HubSpot administrator that's going to have to integrate this with your HubSpot. Now here on the right side, we're going to see some different settings. All of these settings are going to be pushing from Apollo into HubSpot. So you'll see first contacts, accounts, you'll see emails, you'll see tasks, you'll see notes, you'll see phone calls. Now all of these have their own specific settings that you're going to want to choose. So this, for instance, contacts, we're looking at different parts, which is cold, approaching, change job. All of these are what you decide to push into HubSpot. So if you're using any of these stages and you want to have them updated in HubSpot, this is where you're going to choose which ones you want specifically to be updating in HubSpot automatically via the sync. Here, you're going to allow to push accounts recommended. You're going to be able to push emails, and you can control how you want the emails to look inside HubSpot. So this is, you can see all these different things like outgoing emails sent within Apollo will update in HubSpot. Outgoing emails not sent within Apollo, such as Gmail, will be updated in HubSpot. Incoming emails that are replies to emails sent within Apollo. All these different are configurations that you can choose to have pushed into HubSpot. Of course, this is very useful because, for instance, in Apollo, a salesperson can have multiple emails attached to their account, but not in HubSpot. So this would allow all of those emails that are coming out of Apollo to be linked into HubSpot. So now we're here at tasks. Task is also going to be allowed to push data into HubSpot, such as notes. And this is how you'd be able to customize what you want the task to look like, or email, or phone call. So here, these are the different snippets that you can add to customize this advanced setting. Now we're talking about contact source. The contact source field is a field that you want to have in HubSpot. You're gonna have to create this first in HubSpot, so that way you can have this associated in Apollo. The contact source field is gonna allow you to see like a one-time field that'll allow you to see that this originally came from Apollo. So that's going to be helpful for attribution. I would avoid using a standard field because that standard field can get updated. So you're going to want to create a own field. And then this is also for account source field. Same concept, purely for accounts. So here in contacts mapping view, you'll be able to see all the different contact mapping. You have to specifically choose this associated to the HubSpot contact status. So for instance, in Apollo, we have cold, approaching, replied, bad timing, interested, and all of these are relevant in HubSpot and it'll be mapped to the field in HubSpot. So whatever changes in Apollo will be updating in HubSpot according to what the HubSpot field is. So you have to make sure that you choose what specific property that you want to associate this to, and then after that, you're going to choose that specific status. So here in HubSpot, I'm going to show you that. So first we're going to go to, then we're going to click in the property view. And now we see all the properties. We're going to search up the property that we need, lead status. I'm just using the standard lead status from HubSpot, but of course you can create your own. So here we see all these different values where I'm associating that mapping from Apollo to HubSpot. And these are where you can have custom properties. And here is where you would go ahead and create a new option to create your own custom property field inside of this property, and then associate that to Apollo when you're ready. Default fields is going to be the default fields that you're going to want to have the contacts in Apollo be linked to in HubSpot. This is another mapping opportunity, but specifically from property to property. So here we see phone number is being mapped to primary phone number in Apollo, and mobile phone number, which is something that I created, is being associated to a mobile phone number in Apollo. Typically easier to make properties in HubSpot be single text fields. Reason why is if it's a specific type of field, then what's going to happen is you can have an error getting that property in there. So single line text is typically the easier way, but it may not be the best way if you're looking to do some sort of reporting. So think about that wisely. And accounts mapping into the HubSpot company object. This could be very useful if you're using these to track certain company properties, certain company metrics, such as technologies or retail location count. It's all dependent on what your company needs in terms of information for HubSpot. HubSpot does provide their own enrichment, so you're going to want to consider if you want to make a new property to copy this over from Apollo, or if you want to use the standard HubSpot property. Sometimes you may not want to, sometimes you may. This is something to consider. And also, if you auto overwrite, then that means whatever value is coming from Apollo, that's going to be updating into the CRM, even if it's already filled in the CRM. So this is something, if you want to have a consistency of auto updating based on accounts and things like that, something to consider. Autofill will actually autofill if the CRM does not have a specific data set in the property. So if Apollo has it and the CRM doesn't, then you'll actually have an autofill. And so that's actually going to solve that, which is very good. And once you're ready, all you have to do is just push all Apollo contacts into HubSpot. And that's where all of the sync changes will go ahead and push in directly. So if you're making changes consistently in the next few months, you have to click this auto sync to go ahead and do an entire update. Otherwise, Apollo will be syncing in the background, regardless of whether or not you click this push all or not. So this is something to consider as well. And also, if we're talking about deletion sync settings and merge sync settings, these are if there's a discrepancy between Apollo and HubSpot. So if there's a discrepancy between Apollo and HubSpot, if there's something deleted in Apollo and it's in HubSpot, it'll delete in HubSpot. Or if it's merged in Apollo, it can be merged in HubSpot or merged in the same thing. So these are something that you're going to want to consider to have turned on or not if you want to have the same data being consistent in both CRMs, in both data pieces. So thank you for watching this video. I hope it was very informational. If you have any questions about the HubSpot Apollo Sync, feel free to reach out to me in this channel. Thanks and have a great one.